Art Loft is brought to you by the Friends of South Florida PBS. Art Loft. It's the pulse of what's happening in our own backyard, as well as a taste of the arts across the United States. In this episode, we get musical with a Pompano Beach program putting local vocal talent on the map. We meet the woman behind Electro Dub Tango, a mix of modern and classic Argentine rhythms, and catch her in performance. And a legendary bass player takes on a new symphonic direction. We meet Bella Fleck and the Flecktones' Victor Wooten. A city launching a record label? Yep, you heard that right. The city of Pompano Beach has supported the local music scene for over a decade with the Lyrics Lab Open Mic Night. Recently, it took that support up a few notches by dropping its first EP. Let's meet the artists behind the Pompano Beach Soundtrack, Volume 1.
We really want to connect people to community, to place.
Nothing is going to be able to bring Pompano together, a city together, like the arts. And the collection of these artists from a variety of different backgrounds and ethnicities speaks to what Pompano is. It is very diverse.
It started out with our open mic event, Lyrics Lab, and through that process we had sort of American Idol-like tryouts, and we selected the team that we thought would best represent Pompano Beach, and that's who is in the studio tonight doing these recordings. Lyrics Lab has been around as an open mic format for some 10 years at this point. So a lot of great talent has been on our stage in the past. And so this is really an effort to celebrate the local talent from Pompano Beach. It was really a proposal that was pitched to us by Sarika Peterson of the Roundtable Project. She had some desires to really kind of showcase talent from Lyrics Lab. She started her career at Lyrics Lab on that very stage many years ago.
My name is Sarika Peterson, and I do a lot, but mainly I run the Roundtable Project, and we are producing the soundtrack for the city of Pompano Beach. We have rappers, we have musicians, we have spoken word. There's a group of talented people here, and you never know what you're gonna get when they're combined together, because we're creating all original music. So it's created from a group of people who don't know each other, never knew each other before this unless they were at Lyrics Lab, but then bringing them together in the studio, you're gonna get some, we have Jonas in there, he's playing every instrument that was ever created. And then you have Daniel, who's 16 and sings like he's 60. And you have Yasmin, who has the biggest voice I've heard since Whitney Houston and Alicia Keys. Like, you have so much talent, so you never know what you're gonna get when they're in the studio.
I think that the best musical projects take place when a whole bunch of different ideas come together into one, and that's what we're trying to do with this. My name is Ezra Hayes. I'm a musician. I do R&B and rap music, but I love all genres, and I would love to do whatever genre that I possibly can. I love experimenting when it comes to music. Before Lyrics Lab, that was like my second performance ever. That was the second time I was ever on stage. I love doing things that are difficult. I love challenging myself. So I learned to, mix and master all my music and do all that. So before Lyrics Lab, I was mainly just in my room, making bedroom music and just working on my craft. And I showed up to Lyrics Lab, and here I am today.
My name is Darnielle Nicole. By profession, I'm a project director by day, and I'm an artist by night. I sang here and there growing up, but like mainly in maybe church. And it just so happened that night I was going to the event to actually support my aunt who was supposed to perform. And then they put me on the list and I freestyled the whole thing from start to finish. Got the crowd involved, and that was the end of all she wrote. That's why I said maybe it was a hidden talent I didn't realize I had that became alive on a day that I just so happened to be there.
Like that. You want to keep the first half and just punch the second?
Yeah, can I hear it back real quick?
Sure.
My name is Jonas Arthur. I am a singer, songwriter, musician. I've played music all my life. I'm songwriting, singing, playing different instruments on the songs, and it's been a really fun time collaborating with the other artists and producers and just everyone involved. Over the summer, I had this kind of itching and desire to play some original songs just at a local open mic or something. So I was looking online to see what was happening in town and found Lyrics Lab online. Performed a couple songs and it was really cool, a really fun time. A few months later, I got a message on Instagram and says, hey Jonas, you were selected to be a part of the Pompano project. We'd love to have you. I was like, oh okay. Well, I guess it was meant to be.
I am Yasmin Maitri. I make R&B soul music, and my role in this project is to create some music for the city of Pompano Beach. Growing up, I was operatically trained, so I was trained to sing opera, but I also have an immense love for R&B, jazz, soul, the blues. And when I realized that was a whole other octave lower than what I was used to singing, I had to reboot a few things, but while keeping the range. So now I have 4 octaves, pretty much. I met a couple friends at one open mic that I used to go to, so then I was like, oh, let's hit up every open mic. This is fun. And then I found Lyrics Lab through Facebook, and we're like, let's check it out, and we keep going ever since. From the time that I've been since like 2017 going to the open mics and stuff, I've never heard of a city putting together an EP, so the chance to be on one is incredible, especially the first ever one. I'm like, oh, okay.
We're going to listen back.
We're fortunate to also have a great partner with the Power Station Studio, which is of course based here in Pompano. So just a lot of things came together from the Roundtable project, pitching the project, our desire to incubate local talent, this partnership with Power Station Studio. So it was kind of a coalescing of all the right elements to get us to where we are today. To get in a studio and go through the process of creating music and creating an EP, it's a learning experience.
I am working with a group of producers that are amazing. David Kennedy, such a teacher with the artists and teaching them how to record and what he hears from a producing and engineer standpoint. AV and Ty, they're all professionals, and I appreciate them working on this project with us because it has been a task when you're not working on your project, it's other artists' project, and it's given me an opportunity to see that, hey, I'm gonna produce some more albums. So
we'll have individual songs from each artist, and we'll find songs that work well for collaboration, and just find moments in each song and even the whole song to collaborate as a team.
Each person brings their own flavor to the EP, and we kind of created like a little family. Like, we are excited to see each other, we check in, we make sure everything's good, and it's great, truly. We make some friends for a lifetime, so.
How y'all doing? What you're about to hear is nothing but people sharing what it is that they do with people like you who want to hear what they have to say, what they have to show, what they have to share. Because everybody is sharing a little piece of themselves, like we always do, in the hopes that we'll get back something from that sharing.
Pompano's poppin'. The city's calling. Take me to the beach. Pompano is where
we are here to celebrate the soundtrack, the Pompano Beach Soundtrack Volume 1. Make some noise for that, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise.
Take me to the beach. Pompano is where I wanna be.
This is
was a year and a half in the making to reach this point.
This next track is called Fantasy. I myself, I produce it, I play guitar, Azriel on the vocals. So I hope y'all enjoy. That's pretty much it, y'all. Enjoy the rest of the album. Thank y'all so much. Fantasy.
Trust in your heart, we gon' be alright. Racing, mind in the matrix. You get me so high just with our conversation. Patience, baby, just have patience. Where you speak, I swear, mama, got you on cadence.
Everybody, no matter what style of music, where you come from, we all connect and unite under the same thing of music. So that in itself is the initial spark that brings everybody together.
This song's called Different Love.
It's a kind of love that's different.
This is definitely opening me up to opportunities, even for myself, to realize that nothing is a straight arrow, nothing is a straight path, everything has curves and whistles in it, and so just following life where it takes you is definitely opens the door to different opportunities.
Sometimes I just want a friend I know I can trust and hold.
We all come from, different sorts of backgrounds, but we all relate in music, and I think that's a big thing that a lot of us should learn, that music is a universal language.
The beauty of being able to come together with people that you've really never met before, being able to hear their stories and collaborate with them musically and just to be able to create something new has been really enriching.
Value and trying.
They're glad we out.
Jimena Famá, a multi-instrumentalist composer and producer, is creating a new generation of tango. She writes, performs, and records all her own music, both under her name and as Electro Dub Tango. We caught up with her at a recent performance on the Plaza at the Arsht Center.
My name is Jimena Famá, and I'm the composer of Electro Dub Tango. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, and I'm the producer as well. Basically, the albums, I do it from zero, from scratch, till they are released.
This song is called Hermosa Vida en Invierno.
Most of my work, I use the name Electro Dub Tango. The whole idea was to keep it organic, and I think that's the difference, of what we do and the sound that we have. Have all the tango elements and the electronic elements, but keep it organic, and also I wanted to always make it accessible. Like tango can be very complex and very kind of like intense, and the dynamics are everywhere. My plan was to make it accessible and to be able to play it everywhere. So I tried to catch a little bit of, the essence and sounds of the rest of the world, always with the rhythm and, traditional items from my culture from Argentina. It's about finding a right blend, between acoustics and electronics and technology and something that comes from the heart. I think it's a good balance and a way to translate a message. This is neotango. It's very up-tempo. It's milongas, which is a style of tango. Neotango, it's kind of a movement. It's started by combining drums, which tango normally don't have drums. Neotango came with more like a 4/4 drums and start to use different sounds, more electronic sounds, or maybe keyboard, like electronic keyboard. But the concept and the root and the harmony, that should be from tango, not from electronic music. I started this project in 2004, so that gave me enough time to get to know the industry. Production is kind of like a language, so I was basically speaking and somebody was translating that for me. And at one point I decided, okay, I need to do this by myself. I need to be able to translate the whole message from the beginning until the end myself. so I can really express what I want with the music and with the instruments. For example, in a song, you put an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar and it would take the song completely different places. So once I have a concept and I wanted to express something and share something, I make sure that, you know, all the pieces make sense until the end. I try to only compose when I'm starting a project. Otherwise, I have many ideas all the time, you know, but I make it organized. So inspiration is something that it really doesn't stop, you know. I think tango is something that comes with time, with age. Growing up, I remember my dad would put tango in the car, and I was like, this happens to everybody that I talk to. It's like, oh, that's awful, it's so depressing, it's like so nostalgic. And then with time, you start to appreciate the roots and appreciate the deepness, and it's not sad, it's dynamic, and I also wanted to make it happy. I'm releasing a new album called Hermosa Vida, which is like beautiful life. It's very up-tempo and very happy, and my goal is to make people have a good time, you know, with music, with what I do. I also play traditional tango songs that you will hear on the concert. So I like both, you know, it's not like, oh no, it's the old stuff. It's like, no, I'm one of the people that's like, okay, no, totally, we have to respect. I'm very conservative in that way and many other ways, you know, to really like understand the origins of tango, you know, harmonies and everything, to keep that pure. Then you can mix it up, but also don't go super far away, because this is culture, right? We always want to keep the culture, keep it growing, you know, evolve.
Thank you, Hermosa Vida. It's officially out in Miami.
Next, we head to Norfolk, Virginia, where WHRO Public Media brings us a bass virtuoso's return home. After winning multiple Grammys playing with Bella Fleck and the Flecktones for decades, Victor Wooten shares what drives his music and his latest symphonic performance.
Coming home is always more special, especially when you've been away for a while. I get to be a hometown hero. And that's not what I'm in it for, but I'm gonna use it for everything I got. Because I want you to succeed. I want you to know that you're worthy, you're enough. You can achieve your dreams, and I'm proof.
I'm from Newport News, and I'm the youngest of 5 brothers.
Music has played a big part in my life probably before I was born, because my brothers were already playing, and they needed a bass player. My earliest memory of playing was right around 2 years old. And because I was literally learning to speak music at the same time as I was learning to speak English, music became very natural. I was on stage by kindergarten, if not before. And we're opening for War and Curtis Mayfield, The Temptations, and we didn't know any better. It's just what it was. And my older brothers, who are superheroes to me, they're treating me like an equal. You know, I'm the baby brother, but no one's beating me up. Instead, they're holding me up, giving me all the credit. We did a lot of gigs, and we caught the attention of a lot of different people. A guy named Kashif brought us brothers in to Arsht Records, big record company. The record deal didn't go so well, and it was the cause of the 5 of us brothers not playing together. And all we know is music. So we find out about Busch Gardens. And my life has never been the same.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Canadian Palladium. At this time, would you please put your hands together and welcome Busch Gardens on Good Time Country.
They announced, Busch Gardens, welcome to the Good Time Country Show. And then 4 black guys walk out, cowboy hats. And it's like, that quiet. But when the music started, oh my goodness, it was great. At the time, I was too young to work in the live entertainment department, but they were about to open in a couple of weeks or so, and they needed a bluegrass fiddle player. And then one of my brothers says, well, I got another brother who could probably play fiddle. I never played fiddle in my life. So I researched and found 3 of the top fiddle songs. And I went in and I won the audition. For us, music is music, a string is a string. We can make a sound out of it. We had a lot of people tell us back then, man, y'all need to move to Nashville. And at the time, I'm like, man, I ain't going to Nashville. Never say never. So all of us moved to Nashville. In '87, my friend introduced me to Bela Fleck, and we just hit it off. Bela asked me to be a part of a television show called The Lonesome Pine Specials. It was definitely Bela Fleck and the Flecktones that put me on the global map. And I thank Bela for that, because Bela understood that the band would be better if he allowed every musician to have freedom. Bass Player magazine was just hitting the scene, so I wound up in Bass Player magazine a lot. We did the Tonight Show 5 times.
Bela Fleck and the Flecktones.
These 2 would make a 4-bar kind of phrase, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So then it would be out here.
Yeah,
that's nice. And then you have that backside of it's a little longer with a 4-bar.
Mm-hmm. It's whatever helps solidify that rhythm.
Right.
I'm improvising. I'm rarely reading. But if I put my head here, I start playing this rather than playing this.
It's so flavorful, that whole section. It's really neat.
Thank you very much. I have a lot of respect for the symphony. As a child, I played in orchestras. But in being asked to write a piece, I have an idea that they want classical, but they want something different. The main thing that I wanted to do was not leave me as I was writing. The instrumentation is going to make it different enough. To hear people playing something that I wrote, wow, amazing. Right now it's my first time sitting out and listening to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can't listen because I'm, I've got a packed case of vocal dystonia. I hate to even say it, but my hands curl up trying to play. So it's just a huge struggle for me to play simple things. I didn't write anything hard for me in this piece just because of that, but it's gotten a little worse, so I'm gonna be scratching and clawing at this whole thing. You all make me sound good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. Good to see you. Over 20 years ago, I just noticed that my hands were slowing down. Didn't know why. I just felt I need to practice. So I started working on stuff, running scales, all the stuff people say, warming up and all the stuff that I never did. It's not getting better. It's kind of getting worse. So Now it is so difficult for me to play. For one, it's kind of taken over my brain, and I'm having to do all the things I tell students, how to relax, breathe, don't think about that, think about this. As that saying I heard, we teach what we most need to learn. So all that stuff I say, I'm working on it. Right now I'm playing this concerto that I wrote that I can barely play. Fortunately, I have a symphony around me that I can hide behind. I wrote a book called The Music Lesson. At the beginning of each chapter of the book is a measure of music. So if you read all the chapters, put the music together, you get a song called The Lesson. And then when I thought about writing a concerto, I wanted to really flesh it out with real instruments. If anyone knows that song, you'll hear bits and pieces broken up and spread out between movements as well as spread out between the instruments. I wanted a bass that I could bow, and nobody made one. So I asked Vinny Fodera if he could get a bow bass made, and he said, I think I can. And the easiest way to think of it is a cello on its side. It's fun for me to get to play because it's a one of a kind. I think of a concerto as a musician out front, virtuoso, playing a lot of stuff, and the orchestra is back behind. And I like that idea, but I didn't really want to do just that. I want the audience to see what a bass does, but also see what a bass can do. So there are times in the symphony where I'm supporting the oboe, supporting the violins, and doing what the bass does with the bass section. But then I'll step out front and let you see that the bass can play chords, the bass can play melodies, the bass can solo. So that is an education for all of us. If you continue to pursue your dreams and just don't quit, you will live them. It may take longer than you took, it may be harder than you think. But if it was easy, it wouldn't mean as much. Music is about sharing it and giving it to other people, living our dream with us. And that's a beautiful life.
Art Loft is on Instagram at ArtLoftSFL. Tag us on your art adventures. Find full episodes, segments, and more at artloftsfl.org and on YouTube at South Florida PBS. Art Loft is brought to you by the Friends of South Florida PBS.